Open. Anyone like to speak for or against this issue, come to the podium to my left and do so at this time. Having no one, I declare public hearing closed. Bids, Ms. Finley.
We are asking the council to approve a contract for Southern Yellow Pine Wood bids were received. Recommend bid the award to TRL Mills on their low bid these specifications.
Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there a discussion? Having none, call roll, please.
Ms. Jones.
Aye.
Ms. Pitts.
Aye.
Mr. Smithy.
Aye.
Mr. Cannon.
Aye.
Mr. Smith.
Aye.
All voted aye.
We are asking the council to approve a contract for the removal of dead line or dangerous trees. Bid one date is July 14th for the engineering department. The bid is for 17 vendors. 3 bids were received. Recommend contract be awarded to regional contractors on their low bid and specifications in the amount of $129,490 plus unit prices for additional trees.
Is there a motion for approval?
Move for approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion? Having none, call roll, please.
Ms. Jones.
Aye.
Ms. Pitts.
Aye.
Mr. Smithy.
Aye.
Mr. Cannon.
Aye.
Mr. Smith.
Aye.
All voted aye.
We ask the council to approve a contract for the construction of the new library. The bid opening date is July 14th. Bids were received from pre-qualified contractors. The project has been divided for final contracts. Recommend general works contract be awarded to Freeman and Associates in the amount of $5,100,000. Recommend structural steel contract be awarded to Steel Fab in the amount of $579,216. Recommend contract be awarded to Bradley Plumbing in the amount of $1,201,000. Recommend the electrical contract be awarded to Army Electric in the amount of $1,570,000.
Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion?
Yeah, I do. I also have concerns about as far as what will go in the old library. I thought I read where it said it was gonna be demolished in here. I just can't find it right now. And I agree with the council, but I would like for the council to consider, or the administration to consider possibly making that building a senior center and maybe a space where nonprofits can meet so that it can help cure some of the poverty that's over in the Jeter community. Because as of now, that community does not have any city buildings. I know in the Carver area, there's Boys and Girls Club, there's also Covington Rec, but there's nothing in the Jeter area to address the poverty and the crime. So my question is, if that building is sold, would that be a vote for the council, or would the administration decide to sell the building?
Yes.
Okay.
Any property, real property that's disposed of by the city requires an ordinance approved by the city council.
Okay.
Okay. Others? Call roll, please.
Ms. Jones.
Aye.
Ms. Pitts.
Aye.
Mr. Smithy.
Aye.
Mr. Cannon.
Aye.
Mr. Smith.
Aye.
All voted aye.
Thank you. Resolutions, Mr. Gunner.
Mr. President, the first resolution designates a 2009 Ford truck as surplus personal property of the municipality and authorizes the mayor to dispose of said truck.
Is there a motion for approval?
Move for approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion? Having none, call roll, please.
Ms. Jones.
Aye.
Ms. Pitts.
Aye.
Mr. Smithy.
Aye.
Mr. Cannon.
Aye.
Mr. Smith.
Aye.
All voted aye.
The second resolution approves a one-year personal services agreement between the city and L.P. Campbell Company for grant writing services. The fee to be paid for this 1 year is $18,000.
Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion?
So will this group be responsible for writing all grants for the rest of the year? No?
No, we have the other group, Sealy and Associates, that are helping us with the crime commission, but she doesn't help with those. These are ones that are mostly state and federal grants.
A lot of the highway grants, she works a lot with Scott on his grants.
Others?
Isn't it the same person?
Yes,
Yes.
Louise.
Yeah, we've had contract with her for probably 10 years or so.
Call roll, please.
Ms. Jones.
Aye.
Ms. Pitts.
Aye.
Mr. Smithy.
Aye.
Mr. Cannon.
Aye.
Mr. Smith.
Aye.
All voted aye.
The third resolution approves an agreement with ADM for recycling fund grants. And this is a partnership with Auburn University, the City of Auburn, and Lee County. The total amount of all grants is $40,327.77. The city's share of the grant funds will be $20,103.77, which will be used to purchase 8-foot collection trailer, two 14-foot collection trailers, and 296-gallon refuse carts.
Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
I have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion? Having none, call roll, please.
Ms. Jones.
Aye.
Ms. Pitts.
Aye.
Mr. Smithy.
Aye.
Mr. Cannon.
Aye.
Mr. Smith.
Aye.
All voted aye.
The fourth resolution approves a professional services agreement by and among the City of Opelika, the City of Auburn, and the Auburn Game Day Law Enforcement Corporation. Pursuant to this agreement, the city's fire department will provide fire suppression and emergency medical services at the Auburn University Regional Airport during major sporting events and other special events.
Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion? Having none, call roll, please.
Ms. Jones.
Aye.
Ms. Pitts.
Aye.
Mr. Smithy.
Aye.
Mr. Cannon.
Aye.
Mr. Smith.
Aye.
All voted aye.
The fifth resolution approves change order number 1 to the contract between the City of Opelika and Whiteley Construction LLC for the Covington Recreation Center renovations. And if approved, this change order will increase the contract amount by an additional $44,362, resulting in a new contract amount of $1,841,172.
Is there a motion for approval?
Move for approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion? Having none, call roll, please.
Ms. Jones.
Aye.
Ms. Pitts.
Aye.
Mr. Smithy.
Aye.
Mr. Cannon.
Aye.
Mr. Smith.
Aye.
All voted aye.
Resolution number 6 approves a weed lien assessment in the amount of $165.48 against the property located at 808 Donald Avenue.
Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion? Having none, call roll, please.
Ms. Jones.
Aye.
Ms. Pitts.
Aye.
Mr. Smithy.
Aye.
Mr. Cannon.
Aye.
Mr. Smith.
Aye.
All voted aye.
Resolution number 7 approves a weed lien assessment in the amount of $164.59 against the property located at 814 Donald Avenue.
Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion? Having none, call roll, please.
Ms. Jones.
Aye.
Ms. Pitts.
Aye.
Mr. Smithy.
Aye.
Mr. Cannon.
Aye.
Mr. Smith.
Aye.
All voted aye.
Resolution number 8 approves a weed lien assessment in the amount of $143.89 against the property located at 411 South 4th Street.
Is there a motion for approval?
Move for approval.
We have a motion and a second. Is there discussion? Having none, call roll, please.
Ms. Jones.
Aye.
Ms. Pitts.
Aye.
Mr. Smithy.
Aye.
Mr. Cannon.
Aye.
Mr. Smith.
Aye.
All voted aye.
Resolution number 9 approves a weed lien assessment in the amount of $513.34 against the property located at 504 South 4th Street.
Is there a motion for approval?
Move for approval.
We have a motion and a second. Is there discussion? Having none, call roll, please.
Ms. Jones.
Aye.
Ms. Pitts.
Aye.
Mr. Smithy.
Aye.
Mr. Cannon.
Aye.
Mr. Smith.
Aye.
All voted aye.
Resolution number 10 increases the salary of the public defender from $1,750 per month to $2,000 per month. The public defender's salary was last adjusted on January 1, 2014. As you may recall, the salaries for the municipal judges and prosecutors was adjusted in 2017.
Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion?
There are no benefits associated with this.
No.
Others? Call roll, please.
Ms. Jones?
Aye.
Ms. Pitts?
Aye.
Mr. Smithy?
Aye.
Mr. Cannon?
Aye.
Mr. Smith?
Aye.
All voted aye.
Resolution number 11 approves a special appropriation in the amount of $10,000 to East Alabama Medical Center Foundation. This appropriation will benefit the new neonatal intensive care unit, which will be located on the 3rd floor of the East Alabama Medical Center.
Is there a motion for approval?
Move for approval?
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion? Having none, call roll, please.
Ms. Jones?
Aye.
Ms. Pitts?
Aye.
Mr. Smithy?
I abstain.
Mr. Cannon?
Aye.
Mr. Smith?
Aye.
4 ayes, 1 abstain.
Resolution number 12 appoints the city clerk to supervise the 2020 municipal election and to also serve as the absentee election manager. This is required because the mayor is a candidate for office this year.
Is there a motion for approval?
Move for approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion? Having none, call roll, please.
Ms. Jones?
Aye.
Ms. Pitts?
Aye.
Mr. Smithy?
Aye.
Mr. Cannon?
Aye.
Mr. Smith?
Aye.
All voted aye.
Resolution number 13 approves the budget for the new library building. The budget is in the amount of $11,876,188.
Is there a motion for approval?
Move for approval.
Is there a second? Is there discussion? Having none, call roll, please.
Ms. Jones?
Aye.
Ms. Pitts?
Aye.
Mr. Smithy?
Aye.
Mr. Cannon?
Aye.
Mr. Smith?
Aye.
All voted aye.
Resolution number 14 approves an amendment to the agreement between the City of Opelika and CDG Engineers and Associates for design services associated with the bridge replacement on North Union Road. This amendment will increase the contract amount by $49,500. Involved in this change order is design changes to accommodate a widening of the roadway and to also relocate a 24-inch water main.
Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion? Having none, call roll, please.
Ms. Jones?
Aye.
Ms. Pitts?
Aye.
Mr. Smithy?
Aye.
Mr. Cannon?
Aye.
Mr. Smith?
Aye.
All voted aye.
Resolution number 15 approves the memorandum of understanding by and between the City of Opelika and Envision Foundation Incorporated as sponsor of Creekline Trails of Opelika. Pursuant to this memorandum of understanding, the sum of $30,000 will be appropriated to Creekline Trails for its projects during the next fiscal year.
Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion?
I do have a question. If the city, we're committing the $30,000 to this plan, and my question is, what about the plan, the Carver Jeter plan that we haven't given any attention to? That's really been on the books for 20 years, and we've revised it since. So are we gonna,
I'm sorry, Guy.
She's asking about the Jeter Carver plan, if any monies will be appropriated to that plan
because
next
we're
year.
supporting another plan. I was just wondering about the Carver Jeter plan.
We can ask the mayor if you'll take a look at that and see if we have some opportunity to put that in some budget and what we can do with it. How we can take it to the next level or whatever we need to do to follow up on that. Others?
Could you get him to send out a copy of that plan for Carver Jeter area that's kind of on the shelf for quite a while?
It's on the website.
It is on the
It
website?
is on the website.
May I say something? The Carver Jeter plan has been enacted based on the activities that we've had. Before, there was some designated funds that had been placed in that at the very beginning, but there have been projects that have come out of that plan. We're not objecting to not getting more money, of course, but it's not lying dormantly in a position because Coverton is a part of that plan. So we have,
Well, Jeter, I mean, we haven't done
yeah.
things that's in the plan.
Well, there are some things in there that, because in 1995, when the plan was sought by Patsy Jones asking for it, we had people to come into our community from this company that observed both wards 1, 2, and downtown. And from that plan, many of the things that have happened downtown have come actually out of that plan. So it's not like it's been on the shelf. It may not have been as aggressively worked on in wards 1 and 2 as we would like to see them. And of course, we would never, of course, say we don't want those things to continue because there's a need for that plan to be activated aggressively in wards 1 and 2 because of trying to make the city a place where everybody can enjoy, and we always agree that those are the two areas where most work is needed, and we would like to see that. And I just didn't want anybody to keep thinking that the plan is not being worked. It may not be worked as fast as we would like for it to be.
Call roll, please.
Ms. Jones.
Aye.
Ms. Pitts.
Aye.
Mr. Smithy.
Aye.
Mr. Cannon.
Aye.
Mr. Smith.
Aye.
All voted aye.
Today was the last day for qualifications for the 2020 municipal election. The mayor has certified that only President Smith qualified for council for place number 4. And you have before you resolution number 16, which declares Mr. Smith to be duly elected to office of council place number 4 of the city of Opelika for a term commencing on the first Monday of November 2020.
Is there a motion for approval?
Move for approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion? Having none, call roll, please.
Ms. Jones.
Aye.
Ms. Pitts.
Aye.
Mr. Smithy.
Aye.
Mr. Cannon.
Aye.
Mr. Smith.
Aye.
All voted aye.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Ordinances, Mr. Gunner?
Oh, we got one more resolution.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes. We have one final resolution, number 17, which appoints Nick Vance Abbott to fill the vacant position of Assistant Municipal Prosecutor.
Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion?
I do. I've asked before, what's the urgency in filling this replacement?
The urgency is we don't have a person in that role right now.
Okay.
Yeah, we continue to have court dates, so,
And we continue to be trying to catch up with our court dates from the COVID things, and so they have a full load each Wednesday, and there's only one prosecutor right now because of the resignation of Mr. Parr.
Right. I guess my concern is the lack of transparency with the replacement, because this person, he submitted his resignation at the end of last week, and we picked someone without giving other attorneys in Opelika the opportunity to throw their name in the hat. So some of them may aspire to, be the city attorney or something, and that may be a foot in the door. I just think that we should have opened it up instead of just going to one person and selecting them without giving other people, other attorneys in Opelika the opportunity to apply for the position if they're interested. I don't know Mr. Abbott, I don't have anything against him, but I think that other people should have been made aware of that opening so that they could apply.
Thank you. Others? Call roll, please.
Ms. Jones.
Aye.
Ms. Pitts.
Nay.
Mr. Smithy.
Aye.
Mr. Cannon.
Aye.
Mr. Smith.
Aye.
4 ayes, 1 nay.
Ordinance is now, Mr. Jones.
The first ordinance is before the council for second reading. It comes to the council with a positive recommendation of the Opelika Planning Commission. This ordinance will rezone a parcel of land containing 25.76 acres located at the intersection of Waverly Parkway and Veterans Parkway from R1, R3, and C2 to a planned unit development. The proposed development is a mixed-use development consisting of 72 townhome units and 20 single-family lots.
Is there a motion to approve the rezoning of this 25.7 acres?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion? Having none, call roll, please.
Ms. Jones?
Aye.
Ms. Pitts?
Aye.
Mr. Smithy?
Aye.
Mr. Cannon?
Aye.
Mr. Smith?
Aye.
All voted aye.
The second ordinance is also before the council for second reading. It also comes to the council with a positive recommendation from the Opelika Planning Commission. This ordinance, if adopted, will annex the property located at 4002 Marvin Parkway into the city limits of the city of Opelika. The owners of that property are Ricky and Cynthia Wilson. The Wilsons have petitioned the city for annexation.
Is there a motion to approve this annexation?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there discussion? Having none, call roll, please.
Ms. Jones?
Aye.
Ms. Pitts?
Aye.
Mr. Smithy?
Aye.
Mr. Cannon?
Aye.
Mr. Smith?
Aye.
All voted aye.
The character trait of the month is courage, defined as the quality of mind or spirit that enables a person to face difficulty, pain, or danger without fear. Is there a motion for adjournment?
Move for adjournment.
Is there a second?
Second.
Call roll, please.
Ms. Jones?
Aye.
Ms. Pitts?
Aye.
Mr. Smithy?
Aye.
Mr. Cannon?
Aye.
Mr. Smith?
Aye. Thank you, sir. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Look forward to working with you another 4 years. And you know what? I'm not gonna push my luck. Not for this position. Appreciate it. Yes.
There you go.
I've been president. It's last year. I ran in 2004. Gary stepped down in 8. And I've been president 8, 12, and 16.
Exciting.
No, I was president.